I'm asking you guys to switch the slide. I have the thing in my hands. Okay, here we go. So, first quote by Wayne Dyer, who was my mentor, and unfortunately he passed away a couple weeks ago, so it was devastating. His show was the radio show right after mine. And he says, be miserable or motivate yourself. Whatever has to be done, it is your choice. So in every single moment, we get to choose. We get to choose to look at the challenge that is in front of us or the chaos as that, or we get to choose to look at it as fuel for our transformation, you know, something to overcome, to be victorious in. So a lot of us play the victim. Oh my God, this is happening to me. Well, maybe when something's falling apart, it's really falling back together. So my favorite kind of story to exemplify this is there's two neighbors and they come out of their front door and there's a big pile of shh.
Ish.
Ish. And one goes, oh my God, look what's in our front yard. This is so disgusting. And the other one goes, this is awesome. This is manure for our gardens to grow. So what's the moral of the story? It's all how you look at your ish. You get to choose. So the fundamental tools that I teach my students in the 8-week Stanford University course that I teach are mindfulness, meditation, and journaling. And I believe if you want to get from where you are to where you want to be, you have to touch into your own yak. And yak stands for you always know. We have all the wisdom inside of us, you know. Anything that I teach you today, guys, you already know this. I'm just giving you the tools to remember. And so when we're at a crossroads and we don't know which way to go, a lot of times we take the poll and we ask our mother, what do you think I should do? And we ask our best friend, what do you think I should do? And we ask our partner, what do you think I should do? And we get 20 different answers. And so it's really about touching in and getting the answers yourself. This GPS, this intuition, we're all born with it. But they have scientifically shown that you cannot access your intuition unless you cultivate it. And the direct and best way to cultivate your intuition, which gives you all the answers, what is your life purpose? What is the next best step in your direction? What is the title of the book? Is through meditation, mindfulness, and journaling. And I look at our reality as this is the movie of our lives. Everything we think, believe, and feel is being channeled through our consciousness. It's creating our reality, right? And so and I believe we are co-creating this reality with God, source, universe, whatever you want to call it, but we are creating it. We are participating in it. And so if you want to write the 2015 feel-good film starring you, you've got to figure out what it is that you want to create for yourself. That's why setting goals are so powerful, writing them down, reading them every day so that you know where you want to go. These tools are the foundation to getting that clarity. Mindfulness. It's all about being right here in the present moment, right here, right now. If you're not in the present moment, you're probably in your head planning or worrying, or you're in the past regretting or having life review. So planning is good. You got to plan to move forward. You got to look back, life review, what worked, what didn't work. But worrying? How do you guys feel when you worry? What's the emotional state? Anxiety, fear and anxiety. How do you feel when you regret? Shoulda, coulda, woulda. I'm such an idiot. What do you feel when you regret? Sad. Anger, depression, guilt, shame, right? So there's this energy field that surrounds us all, and I did a lot of time studying quantum physics. I saw that movie, The Secret, and I made a stupid vision board, and I sat on my couch trying to manifest everything into my living room, and nothing worked. Did anybody else do that? Yeah, that ish does not work. So I really wanted to understand how to work with this energy field, how to work with the law of attraction. And so I started studying quantum physics. And the most fascinating thing that I learned was that in order to communicate with this energy field, I had to learn its language. Does anybody know its language? Unfortunately, it's not Spanish. Emotion. So if you're sitting there reading your goals, I feel excited that I am now a Diamond Beachbody coach, and your itty-bitty-ish committee is going, you're never going to make it there. You procrastinate. You're lazy. There's no way you're going to do it. And then you feel discouraged and depressed. That's what you're communicating out there. And all day long, when you're on the hamster wheel and you don't realize that you're worrying and you're regretting, you're putting out there anger, depression, sadness, guilt, shame, anxiety, fear, and that's coming back to us. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. And so what personal development is really about, guys, is self-awareness. Having the ability to step outside yourself and notice what you are thinking, believing, and feeling, and having an access to shift that perspective. It's all about self-mastery. You know, we lie in bed at night with obsessive thinking, right? It goes round and round and round and round. These tools are designed to stop that, to get back into the present moment where peace lives. And so I'm going to introduce to you a daily routine that I do every single day that got me unstuck and has kept me unstuck. It is something that I would love to just have you try on tomorrow morning, and if you love it, share it with your clients. It's very powerful. So the routine begins with becoming into the present moment where peace lives. If we're going to have this daily conversation with this energy field that surrounds us all, we definitely do not want to be worrying or regretting. So it begins to get into the present moment, right here, right now. So the best way to come into the here and now is to call in your 5 senses. This is called the 5 senses check-in. They say scientifically that you cannot focus on what you're thinking, your obsessive thoughts, and what you're sensing simultaneously. So that shuts off the worry and the regret and gets you back into the present moment. So let's just try it so you have a visceral experience of it, okay? So just begin with your eyes open and begin looking around the room. Noticing the colors, the textures, the objects. And now, close your eyes. Deeply breathe in, invoking the sense of smell. Still with your eyes closed, invoke the sense of sound. Listen with your left ear. Now listen with your right. Next, invoke the sense of touch. Notice the way the air feels on your face, the way your shoes feel on your feet. And now notice your breath, how all the way on the inhale, it feels cool through your nose, and the exhale, it feels warm. And when you're ready, open your eyes. Did anybody worry about the future or regret the past? No, it's impossible. And you can do this when you're laying in bed at night and those obsessive thoughts will not stop. They will not relent. Just feel the way that the pillow feels, the softness. Smell the sheets. Listen to the crickets, you know. Look at the objects in the room. It will get you out of your head and back into your body so that you can fall asleep. But this is how I start my daily practice, getting centered into the here and now. The other 2 tools are meditation and journaling. So I would say that meditation is not for the weak-kneed. You know, when you get silent, and I'm not talking about Deepak, Oprah, music in the background, I'm talking about silence. If you are not in the right relationship, if you are not living your life's purpose, if you are living somewhere and you know you should be living somewhere else, it's going to be right in front of your face. And that's why I really look at this work as spiritual warriorship. It's cultivating fearlessness. And fearlessness is not the absence of fear, it's the presence of bravery. It's the guts to sit with what's not working so that you can make a shift and a change. You know, what we tend to do is we take the carpet, we lift it up, and we push everything under. We go, oh, it's fine, I'll deal with it later. And then this big lump comes and we can't walk around it anymore. And the universe gives us a wake-up call. And then we're on our knees and we're like, please, I'll live my truth. I say, pick up the rug, deal with our ish, and change, you know? Meditation gives enormous amount of clarity. Imagine if I had a clear glass of water and I dumped all this dirt and sand in it and I stirred it up. That's our brain all day long, the negative self-talk, the worry, the regret, it doesn't stop. When you meditate, all that dirt and sand goes to the bottom and then you can see clearly. And if you are going to design your destiny, really create your reality, you have to be crystal clear in who you are and what you want. And all you need is space for that clarity to arise in. We don't stop. We go from event to event. We're on Twitter and Facebook. We're texting. We're driving. We're watching TV. We're shopping. We do not stop. And meanwhile, we have all the answers right here. We just need a space for them to arise in meditation. A space on the journaling page for it to arise there. So the meditation that I have my students do is very simple. 10 minutes a day. I have them wake up. I don't even let them get out of bed. They journal for 5 timed minutes. They sit up in bed. I have them read their goals, their intention cards, call in the 5 senses, set their timer for 10 minutes, close their eyes, and just breathe. And all you have to do is choose 2 words. My favorite is here, now. So you close your eyes all the way on the inhale. You say silently to yourself, here. All the way on the exhale, silently, now. A thought comes in, and they will come in. Thoughts do not stop during meditation. Your job is to not let the thought go more than 1 sentence, and then you bring it back. It's like taking your mind to the brain gym. We have no problem going to the gym for our bodies. Why aren't we exercising our minds? You know, first of all, this is all we're going to have in the end. Meditation has so many different benefits, so many health benefits. And especially when somebody is faced against adversity, they're trying to lose weight, they have done this a million times before. Why is this time going to be different? Why? Because now you're going to become not only the master of your body, you're going to become the master of your thoughts. And we all know that our thoughts are what sabotage us. So you have to give your clients tools to become the master of their thoughts while they're training their bodies. That whole mind-body matrix. So, very simple. Following breath, you know, it's like a bicep curl. A thought comes in, bring it back. And that's meditation. Nothing really magical happens when you're meditating. It happens later. You know, you get fired, you get broken up with, you have a bad day with your eating. Your thoughts start swirling around. They start running into the future, worrying, regretting, right? It's just like they're out of control, like wild steaming horses. But you were at the brain gym that morning, and you don't allow them to run off like wild horses. You bring them back to the here and now, and you figure out a conscious solution. You become the master of yourself. You have more clarity, more power, more self-love, and you continue on your day. You become a responder instead of a reactor. The journaling, again, I don't know how we make sense of our lives when the thoughts are going round and round and round and round. This is a place to put them every morning. It's like a mental taking out of the garbage. Now, I know a lot of you get up really early in the morning. My students, my Beachbody students are like, well, Jen, I know you want to meditate in the morning, but we get up at 4:45. I'm like, oh my God. Okay, how about at 4:30? Honestly, you can do this in the afternoon, in the evening, in the morning. I like to do my practice in the morning because it sets my day. And if you are getting up at 4:45, really, what is 15 minutes more? So journaling. You know, there's this time in the morning. This is why I like this. between wake and sleep. Einstein knew about it, Edison knew about it. What Thomas Edison used to do was he would fall asleep in a chair with a fork in his hand and a metal plate under him. And as he would fall asleep, boom, that fork would hit the pan and wake him up. And in that moment, he discovered electricity. So we have an access to this time in the morning every single morning. So the second I wake up, I put pen to paper and I just write stream of consciousness for 5 times minutes. And in the beginning, I mean, it was my crazy dreams, my to-do list, what I was angry about, whatever was just cathartically coming out of me. But the next thing I knew was that there was a pearl of wisdom, and then another, and there was the title of my book, and there was the next project I wanted to do, and there was the tagline of my business, and there was marketing ideas, you know, and I started to have clarity and new creative ideas coming through, and sometimes it didn't even feel like my own wisdom, like I was tapping into something else. So that's what I'd love for you guys to try. Just tomorrow morning, just try it on. Get up, set your timer for 5 times minutes, and just journal. See what comes out. Sit up in bed, set your timer again for 10 minutes, call in the 5 senses, and just breathe. Get yourself centered and balanced and clear. Then start your day. Now you're not frazzled. Now there's no obsessive thinking. Now you are focused. Very different way to start our days. Here's the Wheel of Life. This is another phenomenal tool that I think would be very enrolling when you are talking to a potential client. Bust this tool out. And at the end, I'm going to give my email, and I'd be happy to send you guys this PowerPoint, the Wheel of Life tool, because I think it's very powerful. So this is like, you ever go to the mall and you're trying to find Macy's? But first you got to find something on the map. What is that? The you are here, right? This is the you are here. This is the reality of your life. This is not where you want to be. This is where you are. And so most people are taking the rug and they're sweeping their stuff and they're like, it's fine. My life is great. Then they do this. They're like, oh shit. Ooh, see, I'm from Brooklyn. Sorry. I usually drop the F-bomb too, but I'm really going to control myself today. All right, so I would love for us to all have a little reality check ourselves right now. So we're going to rate the areas of our lives from a 0 to 10, 0 being it's a total debacle, 10 off the charts awesome, 5 somewhere in between. So I need a lovely volunteer. Who would like to volunteer? Oh, I see you. And then you put your hand down. Come on. Come on. Come. So what we're going to do is I'm going to ask her, how old are you? 13. Awesome. Come on up. What's your name?
Jada.
Jada. The 13-year-old is fearless. Only one in this room. Okay, and there it is, people. Okay, so I'm going to ask Jada to rate the areas of her life, ask her specific questions, and then you rate your area. So what I want you guys to do is put like a little dot in the middle of the pie to wherever the rating would be. So if it was a 5, you'd go over a little and put a dot there. So Jada, in the area of health, looking at your nutrition, your exercise, your overall well-being, what would you rate yourself? 10 is the best.
4.
A 4? This is why I'm creating this program for children, okay? Living space. How happy are you guys in the current home that you're in? Is it chaotic and cluttered, or have you created a sanctuary for yourself? From a 0 to 10, how happy are you in your house?
8.
Good. Family. Now this is a loaded question, okay? Because some people in your family you want to strangle, and some people in your family you love. So maybe take them all and divide by 5. So what about you? Your mother is probably here, right? Oh, Dad is here. Okay, so rate your family.
100.
Yay! Yay, Dad. Good Dad. All right. And then finances. This is the income you currently have coming in. So do you have a job?
No.
That would be 0.
Yes.
Okay. But ask yourselves, the current income you have coming in, how would you rate that? The next is career. And you want to ask yourselves, is the work that I'm doing in the world serving my life's purpose? Am I lit up? Am I excited to do what I do for a living? So I guess that would be school for you. What would you rate it? Like a 0. Spirituality. This is your connection with Source, God, universe, yoga, meditation, church, synagogue, whatever that means for you. How plugged in are you on your path?
0.
No, just, you know what? Let's skip that one. And maybe it doesn't apply to everybody. And recreation, I hope she's a 10 on this. This is having fun, playing, traveling, doing what you love, that kind of thing.
10.
Good. All children should be at a 10. And romance, you can leave the stage because I don't want to hear about it.
But Pizza's my boyfriend. Does that count?
Yes!
Okay. Yeah.
She's so cute. Thank you, honey. Let's give her a hand. So, rate your romance. If you're currently on a hiatus, meaning you're taking a break from dating and it's just all about you and self-love, then give yourself a 10. Okay. So now I want you to connect your dots. Connect all your dots. So the outer wheel, if you put on your car, you could get home lickety-split. And the inner wheel might look like an alien wheel. I don't know what your wheel is looking like, but it's really just data. It's just an honest look at what's working and what's not working. And when something's not working, we want to shift that and we want to change that. So I want you to circle any area that is 7 or below. Any area that is 7 or below. So, what I like to do is, for myself and for my students and my clients, is have them make declaration cards. Cards of declaration. And they all fall into this sentence. I feel blank, that I am now blank. I feel blank that I am now blank. So, let's see. A year ago, mine was, I feel powerful that I am now in my skinny jeans. I had another one. I feel ecstatic that I am now a Hay House published author. Yeah. Now, when I said that, it was 2011, and I had not written one single word of the book that was living inside my head. Hadn't written one word. And I still declared it. You know, it's about declaring something that has not occurred that you are committed to step into. And having the tools of the mindfulness, the meditation, and the journaling, that's going to pave the way to what you want to design your life to be. And these declarations could be one for health, one for love, one for your career, one for spirituality. Right now, I have 3 of these in my wheelhouse for career. You can make them whatever you want, but I like to work with 6 declarations at a time. So when you sit down with your clients, you know, you want to create those health declarations, but it's not just about the health. We know that. And if they focus only on that, the rest of their lives are going to fall apart. So it's really important to talk about balance, you know, to make sure that they are living a life of purpose, that they're happy, because if they're not happy, they're going to sabotage themselves with the program. So it's about creating happiness in having fun, in recreation, you know? It's about having happiness at work, with your family. And so this is a starting point for you, for me, and for them to look at what's working, what's not working, and let's make some commitments, some declarations to get from where we are to where we want to be. And like I said, I use 6 at a time. I put them on very colored, happy 3x5 cards, because that just gets me happy. And you see the feeling part? The feeling is the most important. Remember I said that this energy field that surrounds us all, it speaks a very specific language, and it's emotion. So we have to feel it when we're saying it. We've got to believe it too. Belief systems are one of the most important pieces of this work. If they have self-sabotaging, if you or I, limiting belief systems, we're going to get so far and we're just going to fall right back to where we were. We will continuously self-sabotage ourselves unless we reprogram the belief systems. So this is dealing with the thinking and the feeling, getting that into alignment. And then we're going to do a tool to get the belief system in the alignment, right? Because everything you think, believe, and feel is being channeled through your consciousness, creating your reality. So everybody just take one moment and create a declaration. I feel ecstatic that I am now a double diamond. Something, something. I feel ecstatic. I feel happy. I feel blissed out. Make sure it's your language, because you know what you're doing. You're writing the future lines that yourself will speak. So Jen says ecstatic. You know, somebody else might just say grateful or at peace. That kind of thing. And so I slip these into that daily meditation, mindfulness routine, right? I get up. I journal for 5 times minutes. I sit up in bed. I call in the 5 senses. I then get out my 3x5 cards and I read them aloud. Well, now I read them quietly because I have a boyfriend. I read them quietly. And then I set my timer for 10 minutes and I just meditate. And then I start my day. Now I'm starting my day focused on what I'm creating instead of focused on what's lacking. Where you put your attention is where your power goes. And so if you want to shift your power, you have to shift your attention. So have them make some of these cards. You can just do the Wheel of Life with them. You can do the cards with them and get them started that way. Then bring in the fitness. You know, we have to align what we're thinking with what we're doing. If there's a disconnect, they will not have success. There's the word, Amy. It's in my slide. I'm sorry. So, this belief system, right? When we walked into kindergarten, we had a really powerful belief system, right? We thought we were gorgeous and talented and fabulous. We're triple snapping, right? We're painting our Picasso with our finger paints. We're singing off key. We don't even care. We're wearing our crazy purple polka dotted pants. And then somebody says something, right? They say, ooh, that painting, you're not an artist, sweetie. You should go play sports. And we're singing in the car off key and our parents go, oh God, that's hurting my ears. Ow, stop. And then we have the kid in the class that says, those purple pants are ugly and you're weird. So all of a sudden, out of nowhere, this little gremlin appears and it's disguised as our very best friend, right? And it says to us, ooh, don't wear those purple polka dotted pants. Wear the plain blue ones. They're going to laugh at you. Don't sing. You suck. You're not an artist, you're not creative, and we listen to it. Remember that movie, The Gremlins? Right? They're like little gremlins, and you throw water on them, they just turn into like a million of them. That becomes the itty-bitty shitty committee that takes up residence inside your head. All day long. What is it saying? You're not good enough, you're not smart enough, you're lazy, you're procrastinating. Your idea isn't original. Do not ever let anybody tell you guys that your idea has been done before. Because it hasn't been done if it hasn't been done through you. That's what makes it unique. Yes. So this is the force we are reckoning with. We have to deal with silencing this negative voice so that we can pull up that yak that says, you can do this. Yes, you've tried this before, but this time is different. This time you're focused. You're ready. You can reach those goals, you know? It's like your best cheerleader is inside here waiting for you, but these gremlins, they're so loud you can't hear them. So one of the tools that comes from the Creative Insight Journey, the Stanford course that I teach, and there's a lot of tools for mind, you know, good programming, is to draw this little monster. So I want you to, on a separate piece of paper, if you have any paper right now, I want you to draw a little stick figure. This is your little gremlin. And then I want you to name it, like Negative Nancy, Mr. No-No. And then I want you to draw 3 talk bubbles coming out of its mouth. What is it saying to you? You're too old, you're too fat, you're not good enough, you're not smart enough, you'll never accomplish that, you always fail, you're lazy. What is the broken record? We all have a broken record. So just take maybe 1 or 2 minutes to quickly sketch it out, draw it, name it, and 3 negative things that it's saying to you. And the reason why we're doing this is because we want to detach from this negative voice. You know what this negative voice is? It's not Amy's, but it's your mother. Her mom's right there. It's your mother. It's your ex. It's that kid in school. It's not your voice. It's somebody else's voice taking up residence inside your head. Because we weren't born saying these negative things to ourselves. Life happened. And if you grew up in a home that had mental, physical, sexual, emotional abuse, this gremlin can be the size of an Empire State Building. And so it is a force to be reckoned with, and it's something that we need to deal with so that we can move forward powerfully. You know, I still have a voice inside my head. I still have my gremlin. He hasn't taken a permanent vacation to Hawaii just because I do personal development. But I don't listen to him. You know, I'm like, talk to the hand, honey. No one's listening. I just continue on my way. You know, because I know that I have great things to accomplish, and every single person in this room was born with a gift. We all have a mark to make. We all have a legacy to leave. And if we allow these voices of judgment to stop us, then the world is going to be less because of it. And so our job as coaches, as leaders, is to be fearless. Again, not the absence of fear, but the presence of bravery. You know, to take those risks. The only thing that's standing in the way of us in the life of our dreams is us and our fear. And you can do 2 things with your fear. You can let it paralyze you, or you can let it propel you. You get to choose in every moment. And it's so important for us to do the work, to do that personal development work, to not let the fear paralyze you, to feel it and do it anyway, because it's not about us. You know, all of you guys are motivating and inspiring others. And that's what we all came here to do. We came here to help each other.